So first on the agenda, we're going to hear from the candidates for City Council. And Alexa Scholl is is a candidate who's all prepared. So come on.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. My name is Alexa Scholl, and I'm running for City Council. And I'm running for City Council because I feel that it's time for someone new and young to bring fresh ideas to our council, and I feel that there's no better candidate than myself to bring the fresh perspective to our council that our community so desperately needs. I grew up here. This is my hometown. I deeply care about this community, and I'm invested in Prescott and the future of Prescott, and that's why I'm running for City Council. Our city has taken a step in the right direction by hiring Jim Robb, and he's an economic development consultant, and he's worked tirelessly to bring tech industry into Prescott, and I'm 100% on board with the direction he's going. I think it's really great, and I can see jobs in the future for our young people. I also proudly support Proposition 443, and I support it for all of the reasons that all the other candidates support it. It will protect our services. Well, it's a way to support our public safety here in the area, and really we have to be able to take care of Prescott. But another reason I support it is because it has been a grassroots movement that has brought together people from all over the political spectrum. With that said, we do have some serious challenges that we need to overcome as a community, including our PSPRS unfunded liability, as well as ensuring our water future here in the area. And I think the way that we can approach those issues and overcome those hurdles is by thinking outside the box and being creative and problem solving. And so I think I would like to capitalize on alternative funding opportunities, including grants, public-private partnerships, donations. I think there are a lot of things our city could be doing to make sure that we can continue to provide the services that our residents want and deserve, while making sure that we're paying down our unfunded liability. I think we can do both, but it will require some outside of the box thinking, and I know that I can do that.
Okay, next up is Joe Vachica.
My name is Joe Vachica, V-I-C-C-I-C-A. It rolls off the palate a little bit easier than I think it looks. We're not keeping young people here. I have going away parties about once every 2 months. We have, teachers, counterintelligence people, pilots, so many very intelligent people that we could have in our community that we're just sending out the door. Embry-Riddle had its largest graduating class ever. We kept 2% of the students, 2%. It's not healthy. We call ourselves more and more a retirement community, and we are a great place to retire. I want to retire here. I put enough work into my house to retire here, but we're so much more than a retirement community. I'm also a supporter of 443. I think that's incredibly important, and one of the most important reasons why is because it's going to start digging into our other quality of life services we have in Prescott. Most importantly, the library. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the Mayor's Climate Change Agreement. I think that climate change should end at the national level, but it begins right here in Prescott. We're talking about bringing young people here, or keeping young people here, focusing on the universities and the high schools to keep people here. But we need to make sure we have the water in the future to be able to do that. What we haven't done in the past is focus a solid, smart growth plan for the city of Prescott. I just want to say that I'm not for the pipeline to the Verde Valley for a couple of reasons. Number one, the environmental impact it could have to the Verde River, which is also part of our economy. The last thing I want to talk about is public transit. I'm a proponent of public transit. If we're talking about building 10,000 homes in North Prescott, which again, we have to be very cautious of water, we have to make sure that we have a bus system that can get kids to our downtown, or get people to work, or to get seniors to doctor's appointments, to get pharmaceuticals, anything that they need. Guys, thank you so much for coming out here. This civic engagement is so important, and you guys do incredible work, so thank you.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here to represent Mary Beth. So I used to be your Yavapai County assessor, and that's how I met Mary Beth. She was helping Harry Oberg run for mayor, and she came into my office to learn how property taxes worked. And I like that. I like that somebody would be engaged enough to learn the process. I want to give you my testimony that if you elect Mary Beth, what she tells you is what she believes, and that's what she'll do. She's not going to stand up, tell you what you want to hear, and then do something else. And so I just have testimony of Mary Beth. I think that Jean Wilcox is a very honest, honorable person also. I know Mary Beth better. So anyways, that's my spill.
Barbara Jacobson is here on behalf of Jean Wilcox, who is running for mayor also.
I think anyone running for mayor should be required to have served at least one term on the council so they don't have a learning curve and can get right to work for the citizens of Prescott. My interest in Prescott city governance began when I was appointed interim city attorney in December 2012 for a 7-week period after the council had hired John Palladini, who was serving a tour in Afghanistan. One way of increasing opportunity and salaries is to attract businesses and the need for technological skills of our high school and college students and college graduates. The city is currently working, as you've heard, on its recruitment strategy and even an incubation center. Expanding our airport is also important. We need longer, stronger runways and a terminal that welcomes passengers, quality restaurant, viewing deck, and getting goods and supplies in and out of Prescott is crucial for future business growth. Regarding growth of a residential area is a concern because new development costs more in city services than they return in property and construction taxes, impact fees, and utility rates. Regarding water, the big question is whether we need to build that pipeline. If we increase our conservation practices as individual and businesses, I believe we can postpone for several decades the importation of new water. Our water supply must be made sustainable. Regarding government accountability, open and transparent government is high among my priorities. I would like to see budgeting process be open to the public at an earlier point than it already is. And as a mayor, I aim to be more accessible to people, as I've mentioned. Our city manager I work with very well, and I have found Michael Lamar to be very responsive, and I have full confidence that I can work with him and the rest of the city staff to find solutions. In summary, I would like to be the next mayor of Prescott. I was inspired by the Women's March in January to do my part at the local level to make government more open, truthful, and accountable, in keeping with the principles of social justice and respect that are ingrained in our founding documents. I envision a Prescott that is more inclusive, more engaging, more livable, walkable, and bikeable for all. I thank you, and I ask for your vote on August 29th.